that. I just gotta be specific here, right here on INA. As it relates to the public comment time or times that are not disruptive of the meeting, can we, the people, clap?
If we, the people, can do it decently and in order, fine.
The real problem here is that you get to decide what's decent, what's proper, what you like and what you don't, when it's okay and when it's not. That's the problem with a dictator. They make up rules based on their own feelings. Hey yo, it's your girl J9 Eve. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, share this video, and dive into the comments. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. Seriously, get in there and tell me. Do you think this man is a dictator or not? Right here, this is the mayor of Harvey, Tiffany's neighbor, so to speak, and they've got a lot of similarities. They share a whole bunch in common. So this is kind of a part 2 because Jed Jedediah did an interview with the mayor of Harvey, Christopher Clark. Basically, the guy runs his meetings like a dictator. Yeah, that's right. It's a big deal. You're not allowed to clap in his meetings. If you clap even once, they'll physically remove you from the audience. Imagine that. Something happens, you're happy, but no clapping allowed. Jedi's gonna address this and try to get him to let people clap. I just think it's hilarious because later, another caller calls in and gives him what they call the business. So we're gonna entertain ourselves with this dictator who says, no clapping here, unless of course it's for me. And I'm sure that's perfectly fine then. I bet we can find some footage of him saying something, someone clapping, and him loving it. Just like Tiffany. Just like Tiffany.
I see somebody on talking about clapping.
That's right.
Okay. So, all right, what y'all want to do about that? Tell you what, because I don't even know what people are saying, so...
He don't even know what they're saying, but he's shaking his head like, yeah, and what you gonna do about it? And all they said was clapping. That's it. Clapping. All she said was clapping. All he heard was clapping. He's like, and what you gonna do about it? But honestly, I don't think he even knows what they're talking about. Just clapping, that's all.
Once again, the issue is here, everybody. I see you laughing, so I hope you're laughing. There's something funny.
When we clap.
The issue here is, and you know what? We got a meeting on the 9th.
June 9th.
Okay, so we're gonna run, I guess, a clapping experiment or something like that. Because the thing about it is, if the clapping starts...
Yeah, the problem is what he thinks is getting in the way of the business is basically just him getting agitated. Like, if you make him feel less like the king of the room, then suddenly that's stopping him from moving on and talking about other things because he's so caught up in his feelings. That's what I think he means. Is that what you mean, sir? No? Yes? Okay, all right. And if it's not getting in the way of business, then fine. So, you like something? Yay. You don't like something? Yeah, oh boo. Well, I guess you can. Boo too. But bottom line, you can't be disruptive. Now, can I just get specific here about public comment time or moments that aren't disruptive to the meeting? Can we, the people, clap? If we clap decently in order, is that allowed? Here's the problem. He gets to decide what's decent, what's in order, what he likes, what he doesn't, when it's okay and when it's not. That's a dictator move. Right there, making up rules based on his feelings. Newsflash, your feelings don't matter, sir. Nope, not in this job. Not in this room. Sure, in your own house maybe, but here, this is your job. Your feelings don't matter. If you feel like you need to leave, then resign. If you want to keep working here, then your feelings don't get a say. They just don't. They have nothing to do with the business. Period. The problem here is simple. Anything that challenges him is what he calls getting in the way of business. Basically, if something makes him feel less like the king of the room, he loses it and can't move on. People get inspired, they clap, they react, and he treats it like a crime. But come on, people gotta express themselves. I got thick skin, so let us clap and work without all this drama. It's ridiculous to say no clapping in a public meeting. Just say it straight. As long as it's not disruptive, let people clap. That would make a lot of folks happy. But here's the catch. He says yes to clapping only if it's not interrupting. But guess who decides what counts as interrupting? When it's negative about him. When they clap for his mistakes or downfall, that's when he shuts it down. He acts like the meeting room is his personal man cave, but it's not. Now, Matt Clark, I gotta be real. Since we started talking, you've responded when I reached out about concerns, and for that, I appreciate you. I want to see some truth come out beyond all the drama. That said, you're methodical, sure, but also extremely anal. There's no wiggle room with you. Everything has to be your way, exactly how you want it. No space for others' opinions or habits. That kind of rigidity is honestly a problem. You might not like hearing that, but it's true. Still, there's room for everyone to work together, especially the public watching. This man has stood up against politicians at every level, which is no small feat. But right now, he's blowing smoke up his own, well, you know. Fast forward to when a caller, who isn't even local, jumped in and basically gave this mayor the business. The caller said, "You came off like a narcissist. You might be anal, but that doesn't make you a bad person. What makes it bad is you don't have a servant's heart. You want to be totalitarian. Why should the people in your city have to bargain just to clap in a taxpayer-funded meeting? That's their right. You're a lawyer. You should know that." And that's the irony. Lawyers and police alike often don't know the laws as well as civilians do, because some just talk their way through it without real substance. So why should anyone have to bargain for their rights? You do this with council members too. The ones holding you accountable get the worst treatment. Remember that night when the councilwoman was arrested? She just wanted to discuss the topic and you shut her down, then chaos erupted. People have the right to be there and to question you. I hope if you're working with Jed, you're listening and ready to improve. Honestly, I'm not a fan of people in general. If you're new here, that's my vibe. But here's the truth. You're supposed to serve the people, not the other way around. That's missing from your meetings. The taxpayers pay your salary. Without them, you're nothing. Yet you look at the camera like you're the boss of everything. What's up with that? Staring down a camera like it's your kingdom? I hope something positive comes from this. Good job tonight, Jed. I'm waiting for your response. But seriously, sir, do better. I've never seen a mayor like you or Tiffany, and it's definitely not a good look. Look, you definitely don't want to be boxed in with Tiffany Hennard. That's not a compliment by any means, not even close. And here's the kicker. This man actually tried to become a super mayor too. While Tiffany was losing her position, he was secretly applying to be the Thornton Township supervisor, even though he publicly said he wasn't running. That was a straight-up lie. He wanted to be the next super mayor just like Tiffany, so maybe we should start calling him that to boost his ego and maybe get him to stop bullying people. Now, let me know in the comments, do you think his response to this whole situation will be positive, humble, understanding, or nah? Or is he just going to come off like a total jerk saying, "You can't tell me what to do, I'm the king here"? Drop a 1 if you think he'll be cool or say otherwise, because honestly, it doesn't look good at all. Matt Clark himself admitted it doesn't look good. Well, kinda. Jedi got a little ahead of himself thinking Clark was fully agreeing, but nope, just wait. She left, then came back and said, "Yeah, I agree to some degree. It doesn't look good," which is one of the reasons he's trying to fix things. Being called a narcissist? That's tame compared to some of the stuff he's been called before. Getting compared to Tiffany Hennard? Now that's harsh and pretty inaccurate. But hey, everyone's entitled to their opinion. When it comes to meetings, you don't have to negotiate rights, but there are some things you just can't do in the people's house. And that's exactly what this is. It's their house, paid for by taxpayers. But then he compared his little office to the White House. Please. You're not the president, not Congress, just a local official. You can't just stroll into the state capitol and say whatever you want like you own the place. And yes, those folks in Congress do say crazy things, but they're the elected officials, and if you get out of line, you get removed. Simple. Now, it reminds me of something Malcolm X once said, "Too much power for one black man. It always circles back to that." Anytime someone's accused of overstepping, it gets tangled in this weird racial narrative. They don't like me because I'm black. But come on, it's not that. It's about behavior. You can't just kick people out or have a lady dragged out by 6 men and then say it's because of race. That's a cop-out. And honestly, I hate that for you and for everyone watching. The idea that a black man having too much power means the power to throw people out of meetings? That's what makes him feel powerful. but it's not really power, it's just control. And when he says, "Oh, I just want to take care of business," it sounds good, but I'm not buying it. I'm here trying to figure out how we can fix this and work together, but it feels like he's still playing the same old game. When people come in and start clapping, he's fine with it, only if the clapping is in his favor. If it's about him, he'll be cool, saying, "See, clapping is fine." But when people clap for someone giving him a hard time, suddenly it's, "You're disrupting the meeting and you can't do that." That's the double standard right there. Right, Chris? Oh, wait. Chris doesn't like being called Chris because he's the mayor. He insists on being called Mayor Chris or Mayor Christopher Clark. Yet, at the same time, he says he's just a regular guy, just Chris, and he doesn't want people to treat him like he's someone special. But then, when someone actually calls him Chris, he gets mad and says, "Show some respect. Put some respect on my name." It's pure contradiction. Part of why this man just needs to sit down because the energy he's giving is very small. Now he's talking about starting a public works committee, a civil one, because although things have improved in public works, like grass cutting, dumping, and overall city cleanliness, he wants people to understand what it really takes to keep things running. For example, if the grass isn't cut somewhere, he wants people to help figure out how to get it done and find funds for it. He's even planning to create more committees, encouraging Harvey residents not just to bring ideas, but solutions. Then I have to ask, what's his actual job? Is it just telling people when they can or can't come inside a building? Is he playing more of a security role, just standing at the door watching people come in? Because that's what it sounds like. And here's the challenge. Even though he's getting paid to do this work, he's telling others to come in, figure out the money, decide what needs to be done, basically do the job he should be doing himself. Of course, he says it's voluntary, and of course, he's the only one getting paid. He doesn't want to share the paycheck, and when asked if he'll pay anyone else for that work, the answer is no. I don't like him. If it's not obvious. By now, I don't like him and I don't trust him. I see shy eyes when I look at him, and I'm not going to pretend I don't notice that. That's just how I feel. So, y'all behave because I'm not going to hold back on this. Absolutely not. And hey, if you've made it this far, congratulations. That's lucky number 7. Drop a comment, mama. Love you. Yes, you do. Peace.